But next, a hugely exciting young prospect in the form of Royston Barney Smith up against Costa Rica's Jose Manuel Perez at super featherweight. So it's back to Dev.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to welcome to the ring from Southampton, Sugar Boy Roy! Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here live on TNT Sports. Our next contest of the evening is 8 rounds in the super featherweight division. Your steward in charge is Des Rees. Your timekeeper is Mark Shannon, and your referee, Lee Every from South Oxy. Introducing first in the red corner, competing in his 24th professional contest. At the weigh-in, he scaled 9 stone, 5 pounds, and tonight he wears the black and red shorts. Please welcome from Costa Rica, Jose Manuel. And across the ring in the blue corner, he is unbeaten with a record of 8 wins and no defeats, with 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. At the weigh-in, he scaled 9 stone, 6 pounds, and tonight he wears the black and silver shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting from Southampton, the outstanding amateur and former 2-time European gold medalist, introducing Royston Barney Smith, a.k.a. Sugar Boy Roy!
Okay, lads, when I say stop, you stop boxing. When I say break, take a step back. Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all times. Good luck to you both. Good luck.
So 3 months after a display that impressed Richie and Carl Frampton, was described in some quarters as dazzling, the very talented Royston Barney Smith is ready for his first 8-rounder tonight against the Costa Rican Jose Manuel Perez. He's such an exciting prospect, Richie.
Yeah, he goes about his work very well, doesn't he? Lovely skills, lovely jab, and I like his judgment of distance and straight away catching his opponent there. Good backhand. Yeah, he's a lovely boxer, Royston Barney Smith.
Promised a demolition job. They were his words at the weigh-in, and he's certainly not hanging about here early in the contest. The first 25 seconds or so, Royston Barney Smith already landing telling shots. He's won all 8 fights to this point, 4 inside the distance, including the last one against Michael Velasco here in December. A performance that night was just about punch perfect, and if he comes through this tonight, he's going to fight for the WBC youth title next up. And he looks razor sharp, Richie, in the early stages here.
Yeah, good. And that's what impresses me more than anything. If you watch the way he boxes, he takes a little backward step, so he's always assessing the distance between himself and his opponent. You watch, as he boxes, as his opponent comes forward, he adjusts his feet, creates a gap, and then punches through that gap. So, lovely boxing, lovely balance. Oh, didn't you see, there he was again, look, the way he just works, maintains that gap between himself and his opponent. Very good, very well schooled indeed.
Left hand's been a factor to this point, that long right southpaw lead which sets up the left hand. Perez has been beaten 11 times. He's 15 years older than Barney Smith. He's lost 7 of his last 9 fights. And he turned professional, Rich, in 2014 when Royston Barney Smith was still at junior school. That's the gap tonight between them in terms of age and potential experience. The 35-year-old here tonight from Costa Rica.
But he's a tough cookie. He's only been stopped once, Fletch, so you know he knows the game, this fella does. Staying on the outside, trying to keep that guard nice and high, trying to avoid the shots from Barney Smith. Up there, good guard there from Barney Smith, and then he comes back again, that lovely straight left hand, and just maintains that gap again with that little backward step.
Just bumped at the knees, Perez. And that one landed from Barney Smith. He's now backed into his own corner. Final minute of the first round. These are sharp shots coming in from the 20-year-old from Southampton. This one's scheduled for 8 at super featherweight, but Barney Smith wants to try and get the job done as quick as he can in there.
Oh, lovely. Doesn't rush. Doesn't rush his work either, Fletch, you know. He's very well skilled, works well behind his jab, and he's got the accuracy with that left hand, but, you know, he's a patient puncher, isn't he, Barney Smith? And there again, that little back step. Yeah, he's clever.
It's the first round where Manuel Perez has been on the defensive, he's been on the back foot. Royston Barney Smith has been nice and sharp in there over this opening 3 minutes here. The fourth fight of the night here at your call, and that was a good opening round for Royston Barney Smith.
Backhand. A couple of times there, little invite one, didn't take it, little jab. Jab, threat in the front foot.
Welcome back to your call. Ben Davison in the Royston Barney Smith corner as we take a look at some of his impressive work in the first round, Richie.
Super shot there with the left hand. Perez tried to come back there with the shot, but there's a little chopping left hand there. That was a belter.
Tell you what a good time to be Ben Davison. Some of the fighters he's working with right now.
He's got some quality boys in the gym. Yeah, I'll give him that. Really good.
So the second scheduled for 8. First 8 rounder tonight for Royston Barney Smith. Super featherweight. He's 4 inches taller. He's got the height and reach advantage. When you punch as straight as he does, it's quite a significant advantage he has in there as well. Those long straight punches, the right lead setting up the left hand, very significant and impressive in the first round.
Perez has got real problems here because obviously he's conceding the height and reach. When you have a southpaw orthodox situation, gets caught again with that left hand, Fletch. Let's see if he can get through this.
Just seemed to be a little wobble, Richie, didn't they? Right above us when that landed, the knees just seemed to buckle. There's another one, the long left that he can't miss with, really, Barney Smith, when he lets it go. It's so accurate and so sharp, it's there in a flash, and there's nothing that Perez seemingly can do about it.
No, he landed a left up there. That was just a shot on the inside with Perez. A rare bit of success. But it's only that he can only land a shot really if there's a mistake made by Barney Smith with an inaccurate shot that misses the target, and everything he's throwing is hitting the target, so he has real problems. Look at that, that's lovely. 1-2 and then that right hook as he's leaning back. That's a great quality work, that was.
Barney Smith in control again in the second round, and there's a real problem in there for Perez, who's got the age, he's got the experience, but there's not a great deal he can do to stop this talented young man, Sugar Boy Roy. And the punches coming back in Barney Smith's direction, few and far between.
Because he's the shorter man, you see. As I said, it's an orthodox southpaw situation. It's the rear hand in both boxers has to travel a little bit further to the target, because the way Royston Barney Smith is boxing, standing nice and tall, not missing the target. Perez is really struggling to land his right hand, it keeps falling short.
A little bit of damage underneath the eye as well, just started to swell because of that long punch that Barney Smith's been landing with power and great regularity as well. He can't really get off the ropes, he can't get out the corner, and it's been target practice to this point as well. It's almost like he's punching a speedball when he lets his hands go, Barney Smith. He can't miss.
Yeah, very patient display again. He's not getting what we call greedy, is he? He's just working away with his jab, chipping away, breaking the opponent down with skillful boxing. I think Ben Davison will be very pleased at this stage. Perez, his feet are far too slow, not a lot of head movement, can't really get out of the way of these shots.
Yeah, really good shot, just staggered Perez again. Shown decent resilience to this point to take them. Final 10 seconds in the second round, another good one for Royston Barney Smith, who's dominating in there.
And he's literally sapping the energy away from Perez with these punches that he's landed. Barney Smith, good round.
Keeping him under it, yeah?
I'd say that if you play these style punches on a high board, you're not warming up that bad, yeah?
Don't mind a jab slip right onto the body. Just, again, mindful of coming back with your right hook. He's coming back with his right hook.
Well, the main message coming from Ben Davison between rounds, Richie, is just to be patient. He was quite right. He said, look, Perez is durable. If you load up, he's going to stay in there. A sustained attack is probably going to be the best way to get him out.
Yeah, and just be patient and break him down. And yeah, I do think if Barney Smith, he's got to sense that for himself, when to go through the gears and sustain the pressure and really put him under a little bit. But yeah, I think he's breaking him down very well beyond his boxing skills, basically. It's a good look like a jab like that, and just maintaining that gap, not getting greedy, just chipping away. It's a good display up to now.
There's that left hand again, that long straight left. I mean, one observation would be that we've followed Royston Barney Smith's career right the way through, and every time you see him in the ring, there are improvements and things he does better than when we saw him last time. I mean, he really seems to be honing his craft and really developing every time we see him.
Yeah, I mean, in his last contest, he got a stoppage in the 3rd round, but before that, he fought Engel Gomez, and he went points over 6 rounds. Christian Lopez Flores, in June, he went six rounds. I was really impressed in those contests. I think he learned a lot from them, and he was very patient in his work. He didn't rush it, and I think he learned a lot for those 6-rounders. But, yeah, he's improving all the time, and his quality tonight, he's hardly missed with a shot.
Left hand, the punch that's doing the damage, set up by that right jab, southpaw stance style of Royston Barney Smith.
See again, Perez just too far out. That's why he's trying to get his foot on the outside, get a little bit closer, bring Barney Smith around onto his right hand, but Barney Smith's not having any of it at all. He's just being patient on the outside, prepared to work at long range and just pick him off.
Perez at the moment finding it impossible to get inside the reach of Royston Barney Smith. Landon telling shots of his own. There's a good jab to set up the latest attack. Straight left hand again.
You see, accuracy is a big part of any boxer's work, and here you're seeing Barney Smith landing with most of his shots are hitting the target. Perez he's just hoping and praying that he misses the target and then falls in. That would allow Perez maybe to come back with a counter, but he's not making those mistakes, Barney Smith, keeping the punches long and straight, and basically most of them are hitting the target, and he's not overcommitting. So it's a patient display, good display.
Inside the final 30 seconds of round 3, and that was a slip. Signalled by the referee, Lee Every. Real good work at the end of the round from Barney Smith, and put his punches together so impressively, mixing up his attacks from head to body, and there's the bell, and he really is looking sharp in there.
Easier to get a shot off. Yeah? That give you an opportunity for a bit of a right, yeah? If you keep him under threat, you won't really throw him off.
I'll tell you what's fascinating in there, it's a real dialogue, isn't it, between trainer and boxer. A lot of the time you see the fighter sit down on the stool and listen, but he has his own say in there, doesn't he, Royston Barney Smith? It's a real conversation between the two of them.
It is indeed. Actually talking about how the round's gone and what success he's had. So yeah, both enjoying it, and yeah, where they're talking amongst each other, it's different.
It's the perfect illustration tonight as well of just how this sport takes you from one extreme to the other. Ben Davison was in Saudi Arabia with Anthony Joshua 2 weeks ago, and now he's in the York Hall Bethnal Green with Royston Barney Smith. Let's hear from Ben Davison while this round's going on. He's going to have a chat with JD.
Ben, Royston's working hard in there. Just tell me what you're seeing right now and the adjustments you want to see as a coach.
Yeah, he's very, very durable, this fella. Royston's hitting with some very flush shots, and Royston can really whack. So the way to get somebody like this out of there is keeping them under threat, keep working, consistency, and breaking them down. So we want to see Royston a little bit more active with his lead hand, keep the guy locked up, so that'll give Royston a little bit more creativity with his backhand to work to the body, head, up the middle, round the side, make it a bit easier without the guy leaning back in too much distance for Royston.
Thanks, Ben, as always.
Well, there's the shot to put him down, and that's going to please Ben Davison, and I doubt that Perez is going to get up from that. He has been durable, he's taken so much, but he's counted out by Lee Every, and the demolition job that Royston Barney Smith promised has come to fruition at York Hall tonight. Ben Davison providing the perfect description, and Royston Barney Smith providing the perfect finish.
Went through the gears at the right time, found the shots, quality left hand, little short left uppercut, and then he realised that he caught him, and then he just finishes him off. That was a great display. Perez, remember, had only been stopped once in the 11 defeats that he'd had. Tough kid, awkward on that back foot, but it was the accuracy, the speed and the power from Royston Barney Smith that he couldn't cope with. But the way he finished him off there, that was a bit of quality, it really was. Sets up with the lead hand again, then he brings the backhand into play with the short little left uppercut. Let's have a look at here. There's the jab, there's that left uppercut, and again, 2 or 3 more, and it's all over. Quality work.
All we need to do is work on Ben Davison's commentary technique so that he can pick up and describe the finish when it comes.
Yeah,
and it's great insight,
I'm a
bit
disappointed in there.
I mean, where else would you get that kind of insight from a trainer at the top of his profession, with a young man in there trying to reach the top of his profession as well? Fantastic work. I mean, he was described as punch perfect the last time we saw him. Would you say the same tonight?
Oh, absolutely, and I'm even more impressed with him there, because that kid was a tough opponent to stop, but he broke him down. He made no mistakes. He listened to his corner. He's obviously got a very good relationship with Ben Davison. It's working to a treat, but that was an impressive display. He went through the gears at the right time to get the finish. Yeah, very good indeed.
So it's another victory and another step along the road. Maybe he's going to fight for the WBC youth title next. The sky's the limit for this fella. Let's get the official result from Dev Sani.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the time of 1 minute 20 seconds in the 4th round, your referee calls a halt to this contest. Therefore, your winner by KO, Sugar Boy Roy!
So that's another victory for Royston Barney Smith. 9-0, 5 stoppages, and what an impressive there.
He really was impressive. Now, he said ahead of this one he wanted a demolition job, and it was almost better than a demolition, because demolition is unpredictable. That was almost like a controlled dismantling.
It was exactly that, very clinical. And do you know what I thought there? The way he went about that, and I was saying about him being one of the best prospects in British boxing, I thought that was, he looked like a world-class prospect there. The way he went about that, I thought, is the way he judged distance, just patiently behind, popping the jab, setting up that backhand, which we spoke about before it. The variation in his backhand.
Ratty, you're right. They're still talking through the footage and through the breakdown of the fight. But RBS, I'm going to come to you first, because I've seen you this week. I've seen how sharp you look. It was described in commentary as punch perfect. That makes you smile. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
I feel on top of the world right now. It was a great performance. I want to thank Frank, Ben and the team, Lee Wiley and everyone for helping me get here and putting on the shows what I am and getting the job done the way it is. But for me personally, it feels like a dream come true. I'm training day in, day out, putting my heart and soul into this, and you can see that in the ring.
Your coursing is becoming a second home to you. What is it about this arena, this atmosphere, and the fans that are in here early for you that you're enjoying the most, man?
Sure, because this little arena here is the home of British boxing. World title fights been in here, British title fights, everything to do with boxing comes from this little hall in here, and I'm glad to be a part of it, and my name be put up outside saying Royston Barney Smith, and that's why it brings the best out of me. And I want to thank all my fans for coming. I have a great support, I have a great family, I have a great team, and I just want to ride us all the way to the top.
You will be riding all the way to the top. When you get a chance to go back and you watch your fight, please watch it with the commentary loud, because Ben Davison called it. Punch for punch, you called it. You said you wanted to see more from the backhand. You said you wanted to see him dictating the pace a little bit more. And you feel like you timed it perfectly on commentary. Fletcher and Richie would turn around and say, you need to get a new job, mate.
Well, for the right price, maybe we can.
What did you see in terms of his performance tonight that made you so happy in terms of as a trainer?
I think for Royston, I've said it time and time again, the job that Queensby and Frank are doing for Royston, I think he's top draw. I don't think there is a better job that can be done with someone. I don't think there's another 20-year-old in the country that is showing the composure that Royston shows. And we discussed earlier on in the week at my gym, we had a conversation. That's a massive thing for me, especially at that age, his composure. He's got it in abundance, and to go along with his talent and skill, you know, this is there's more than a world champion in this young man.
That's some big words, some big shoes to fill as well, but he's definitely living up to it. Composure, more than a world champion. Frank, what's it just like working with him?
Listen, he's done very well. That fella's only been stopped once in, I think it's 24 fights. And I've got to be honest, I thought he was going to stop him in the first round. He caught him a big shot, and he came out. But it was the composure was good. It was a really good performance, well thought out, very smart. You know, he's a smart fighter. He's doing a great job. Ben's doing a fabulous job. picks his shots, broke him down, and the ending was fabulous. Really nice shots, uppercuts, left hand. He's got a real good left hand, great jab, and I'm really pleased with him tonight.
Man, this is a way to start off your 2024, but I'm going to ask you now, this is a standard question I have to ask fighters. Activity, you want to be busy. I mean, we've spoken about how hungry you have this year and your personal ambitions, but what else do you want to turn around and see for yourself?
I just want to keep pushing forward. I want to get back out again as soon as possible, and I know this man's going to get me out there on the biggest platforms he can, and I'm going to deliver time and time again. I'm going to start banking some titles this year. I'm going to show everyone what's what and how to carry on the show.
RBS. Bunsey, I want to hear your feedback on this one, man. In terms of prospects in the world, he's up there.
You know what? He is up there. That's just